about an MOA on MassDOT, and action items to consider possible appointment of Karen Engel to the Joshua Hyde Public Library Board, consideration of possible appointment of David Reed to the Joshua Hyde Public Library Board, consideration and possible action to confirm the appointment of Steve Leauto as a police officer with the Sturbridge Police Department, consideration and possible action to authorize the town administrator to enter into a price agreement through energy consultant, consideration and possible action to authorize the chair to sign the 3-year agreement with Johnson Controls for the multi-site fire alarm, sprinkler, and fire alarm monitoring, consideration and possible action on the reappointment of Charles A. Roy Jr. to the Sturbridge Lakes Advisory Committee as the Big Alum Lake Rep, consideration and possible action to the reappointment of James Danianopoulos to the Sturbridge Lakes Advisory Committee as the Cedar Lake representative, old business, new business, correspondence, citizen forum, and with that, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. In just a moment of silence, particularly for the victims of the fires going on in Canada and our country to the north, and all of those dealing with the wars abroad. Just please a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. All right, public service announcements. Mary Lou.
None.
Now that you're back, you've got a lot stored up, I bet, Mary.
No, I just want to wish everyone a happy and safe July 4th, and keep your fingers crossed for the weather.
I second that sentiment. Okay, well, we are supposed to have the police department here, but I think there might be some mix-up, so I suspect we're going to just move past action item 2. Robin?
Very quickly, on the police department, I do want to say that Chief Dessert invited me to a luncheon with the Massachusetts Accreditation Group, where our department formally received its award of accreditation, or reaccreditation, about 2 weeks ago. So we received a beautiful plaque and certificate, and congratulations to our police department, and thank you. Lieutenant Lombardi took the lead on the accreditation work, but thank you to the whole team in the police department for getting reaccreditation. I can tell you that before it was official, I did have the opportunity to meet with the accreditation team that came in. They were very supportive of what our department's doing, and so it was really something to be proud of. So I was happy to accompany them and represent the town. So that was good news. Briefly, before I get to the DOT thing, I also just want to get the board support. I got an email today, or actually Thursday, and they need it by next Thursday. CMRPC is just looking for me to write a letter of support for a project they're doing on safe streets in Worcester, and they're hopeful that what they learn out of that project, they'll be able to apply to surrounding towns. So I would like to write that letter of support as long as you all are comfortable. They're applying for a grant through the National Department of Transportation, through the feds.
Okay,
I'm okay with it.
Motion on that, or just
I think we should just
general?
probably, I think it's fine general. If you want to do a motion, though, you know, whatever you think's appropriate. They just wanted a letter from the town, whether it was me or the board.
No,
but
general consensus is
okay, as long as you're all.
sufficient.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. And then the memo of agreement with Mass DOT, you have that in your packet. There's just doing some bike and passage signage that they wanted to give us, and there's an MOA that goes with that, and it's just pretty straightforward. But it just officially needs your approval. Heather is working with them on the placement of these signs.
Yeah, some are small and some are big.
Yes.
Do we have any questions or concerns?
Nope.
No?
All right, do we have a motion?
Okay, I'll make a motion to agree to the memorandum of agreement with Mass DOT concerning the bike and passage signage.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor? The ayes have it.
And happy 4th to all. And here we sit in the heart of our country, and the origin of all things local, all government being local, so.
Okay. All right, on to action items. A, consideration and possible action to confirm the appointment of Karen Engel to the Joshua Hyde Public Library Board of Trustees for a term to expire April 8th, 2024. Karen, you want to come up and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I moved to Sturbridge almost 5 years ago now, after about 35 years in Western Mass, and now fully retired for about a year. And so I thought the library would be a great place to invest some time, some volunteer work. Libraries have always been really important to my family, and we lived in Long Meadow, and kids walked to the library all the time. This library reminds me a great deal of that. And I've been impressed with the programming that I've seen so far and the books and the way it works and whatever. So I thought it would be, as I said, a good place to invest some volunteer time.
And Ms. Engel did come with the support of the Library Board of Trustees.
So there is a technical question
Yep.
raised by Mary as to whether or not this is supposed to be called as a joint meeting with the Board of Trustees under Commonwealth law. This has nothing to do with
I understand.
so I probably, and I think we should open up initially to the board about approaches. It would seem that we could do a pending vote, and then if it has to be revisited down the line. Or
We can all come back.
Yeah, exactly. And then if we have to reconvene with everybody, we have to reconvene with everybody. I don't think it'll necessarily require you to be here, but the board from the library have to come, so.
And I'll reach out to you once we make a determination to find out when you can officially be sworn. Because
Okay,
you have to
yes, I
officially be sworn.
understand.
Because I know there's a letter getting ready to go out, and we couldn't put your name on it today because.
Right,
you're
I
not
wondered
officially-
about that. Yeah.
So that will hold that up. That letter will probably have to go out without.
Sure, no, that made sense.
You won't get your gun, you won't get your badge.
No, not a badge yet.
No, I guess I just wanted to add one more thing, that even subsequent or ongoing, since I first found out about this opportunity and submitted interest, it seems like the significance of libraries just seems to be growing and growing, and hence this letter, I assume you're referring to the one about the closing of the Dudley
Yes.
Library. And, so it seems even more important place for our community to have a strong library. Hard to believe that we have to worry about having a library, but it seems like we do. So,
Any other comments, thoughts?
Do you have any plans to run for election?
so that's something I found out about after I said my letter of interest. I was like, oh, really? I would, as far as I can anticipate, barring, I can't imagine what would change that. That's a little daunting thought, never thought about running for public office before, but.
Well, it's,
Yeah, stop.
It's not your job.
it can be easy, it can be difficult, but the library board of trustee elections are hard.
So I just, so I would anticipate it. Yes, I am looking for, I think an ongoing commitment, if that's part of your question.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Mary, do anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I think we're going to, how are we going to phrase this motion, I guess, is the question. I think we'd have to say,
Well,
what do you want to say, Mary?
I'll make a motion to appoint Karen Engel to the Joshua Hyde Public Library Board of Trustees pending the outcome of investigation as far as the legal process, what the legal process should be.
Okay.
Not you. All those in favor? Yeah, I have it. Thank you so much.
I'll wait to hear.
On Wednesday
Right,
with some
okay.
information on
And
that.
email is great, that's
Beautiful.
perfect. So just let me know,
Okay.
and when I should come down to,
They give us a holy high five, yes.
thank you.
Thank you, happy 4th.
You too, all of you.
Thank you.
All right, we are on to action item B, consideration and possible action to confirm the appointment of David Reed to the Joshua Hyde Public Library Board of Trustees for a term to expire April 8th, 2024. You want to come up and say something? You brought the whole security detail too, right?
So my name is David Reed. I've been a Sturbridge resident for 19 years, and have been becoming more and more involved in different things. So my work experience, I've been working in nonprofits for the past 5 years, specifically for the Worcester County Food Bank as an agency relations coordinator, and then 1 year as the chief operating officer. And involved in the community as a scout leader for Girl Scouts and Cub Scouts. And kind of through talking to Becky at the library, found out about this opportunity and realized that this is an appointed term that then would be, I'd have to run to be elected to further terms. And I've always figured if there's any local office I would want to run for, it would probably involve a library, because they've always been kind of a wonderful place for me, for my family, and I can't say enough great things about the program that we have here, and I hope to support it for years going forward.
Oh, that's great. Any questions?
No, he answered mine.
Mr. Reed was supported as well by the Library Board of Trustees.
Great. All right, do we have a motion?
Go ahead, Mary. You worded the last one.
I'll make the same motion, just substitute
Mr. Reed's name.
Mr. Reed's name.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Love it.
All right, all those in favor? Thank you, Walt.
And same, I will be in
Yep.
touch.
Yep.
I'll research it by Wednesday. We'll
Same
have an
deal,
answer
sounds
for you
great.
both. Thank you
so much.
We really appreciate it. Okay, so action item C, I don't think we can proceed
Oh,
with the present. What's up?
Can I interrupt for 1 minute? Robin, going through all the notes, all the phone numbers and everything are redacted. Do you know who redacted them?
You mean the,
On the
On the
letters of interest?
Yeah, I don't know who did it. It may have been redacted by the library, because those went into the library.
Yeah, because, it shouldn't be. there's,
Well, we do typically redact street addresses.
yeah, but tell, the person,
Yeah.
the person gives references and we can't call them
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's,
No, I don't know who did redacting on these. I think these got redacted through the library.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, because, could you pass the word?
I
that
will
he-
pass the word, yes. Yeah.
the references are interesting.
And I think on the next, on C, it is effective July 17th. We have a meeting on July 18th. We have a meeting on July 17th. So I think that this was supposed to be on for this.
that meeting.
That's why I'm suspect that the police chief thought his presentation was on the 17th as well.
It's an AWOL.
Yeah. So,
Little
yeah, the
paramilitary.
chief say, well,
I
and apparently the guy getting appointed say, well, but no, given that that's a July 18th start date, I am presuming that Earl thought this was all gonna be on for the 17th.
No, that's fine. It's just,
That's fine.
This is a weird meeting.
Yeah.
So totally understandable. Okay, we are going to D then, consideration and possible action to authorize the town administrator to enter into a price agreement through our energy consultant.
See, I figured I'd put stuff on that nobody else had to come for tonight. I didn't want to obligate staff to have to come. So this is, when we go out to bid for energy pricing through our energy consultant, it's all based on the futures and whatnot and on the market.
Yeah.
So literally, the day we decide we want to pull the trigger on a price that we want to lock, I have to sign that day.
Yes.
So logistically, I can't wait to bring it to a board meeting for approval on the numbers. So you kind of have to trust that the energy consultant and I will sort of make as good of a decision as we can. But I need approval from the board before I can enter into any type of long-range agreement. But I have to have the latitude to be able to do that day. So I'm asking for the board to support that decision. And again, this is done only in consultation with Beth Greenblatt, our energy consultant.
Is this the one that we've used in the past?
She's been with us for a while, yep.
How many times a year are we doing this?
No, this should lock us in for like a couple of years, for the year. We're looking at locking in, or
Yeah,
2 to 3
because
year locks.
she came in once and
Yeah.
it's
Sometimes we
been,
lock, sometimes we don't. It depends on what the market's doing. So I sit with her and we talk with her futures people and her market equity, blah, blah, blah people. And I get a full education on how commodities in the stock market work. It's actually pretty interesting. And we're looking relatively good at pricing. In the past few weeks, it's been relatively good. And we're in a good time to probably move.
And
Because
so
we're.
what's the timing? When will this actually occur?
It depends. We'll watch if the numbers like happen to spike because of the holiday week. They literally go up and down day to day. But I might say, I'll send her an email when we leave, before I leave tonight and say, Beth, when you're ready to pull the trigger, the board has approved me, whatever, and then she can pull the trigger, because that day I have to,
Okay, so you're looking for the 2023, to be able to set the 20 prices for the rest of 2023?
well,
basically?
and it may lock it may go into 24, 25.
No, I
with the
meant
lock.
within the period of time for future
Yes,
dates.
yeah,
You're
so within the
looking
next,
for-
I would say for approval that within the next 6 months, it's probably gonna be in a month. But
Yeah, but you would want. the
just in
latitude.
case something goes crazy in the world, and we decide to hold because, the oil goes up $30 a barrel tomorrow because this, God knows what happens. So, yeah, I just need the latitude that, let's say, for the remainder of,
Yeah. 'Cause
Calendar
I don't think we can
23.
delegate it.
no, but if you delegate it even if you want to do it until, let's say, October, for the remainder of the first quarter of fiscal year '24, and then if we haven't locked by then, I'll come back to you for a
We
renewal
should
of that
probably
approval.
cap it on the day there's a selectmen meeting,
Right.
just so you
Yep.
can say that way.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that gives us a quarter, that gives me the whole quarter. It's likely going to happen sooner than later.
Yeah. Wait, so it's-
Let's see.
So October, we have the 2nd and 16th.
Who would you prefer?
You could do for October 2nd, for that first Monday.
Okay.
I mean, it should be probably by, like, next week.
Okay, are you, Mary Lou,
Make a
do you have
motion.
comments, concerns?
No?
No,
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize the town administrator to enter into a price agreement through our energy consultant through October 2nd, 2023.
Perfect.
Thank
Is there
you.
a second?
second.
All those in favor? Guys have it.
Beautiful.
Again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very contentious from here on out. All right, action item E, consideration and possible action to authorize the chair to sign the 3-year agreement with Johnson Controls for the multi-site fire alarm sprinkler and fire alarm monitoring.
This is from Robin, and I think she's given you a memo with this.
I don't have any questions or concerns.
I don't either.
All right, do we have a motion?
Okay, so I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the 3-year agreement with Johnson Controls for the multi-site fire alarm sprinkler and fire alarm monitoring.
Second.
All right, all those in favor? All right, the ayes have it. All right, moving on, to action item F. Consideration and possible action on the reappointment of Charles A. Roy Jr. to the Sturbridge Lakes Advisory Committee as the Big Alum Lake representative for a term to expire on July 17th, 2025.
I
Any,
think these are appointed by those particular lake committees.
Groups, yeah.
no, it's nothing too exciting. Anybody thoughts, concerns?
No?
We have a motion?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Charles Roy Jr. to the Sturbridge Lake Advisory Committee as the Big Alum Lake representative for a term to expire on July 17th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor? There we have it. G, consideration and possible action on the reappointment of James Giannopoulos to the Sturbridge Lakes Advisory Committee as the Cedar Lake representative for a term to expire June 29th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to reappoint James Dinopoulos to the Sturbridge Lakes Advisory Committee as the Sturbridge Lake representative for a term to expire June 29th, 2026.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Perfect. All right, on to old business. Mary Lou, any old business?
No?
Mary Blanchard, any?
No, I've been real old.
I also have no old business. Robin, anything you want
No,
to
I got nothing else.
New business, Mary Blanchard?
Nope.
Mary Lou?
No?
I got too many Mary.
I know.
I'm a Mary Lou. I am not a Mary.
I know, but it's still, but there, she's a Mary Blanchard, she's a Mary B and a Mary D, it's all.
You can call me ML.
MLMD and MD. All right, so, all right, correspondence, I don't think we had any, did we?
I do not believe there was any.
No. No, this is just the rules. All right, citizens forum. None.
They're enjoying the pre-holiday, the eve of the independence.
And the most important question, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, she beat you, she's back.
Second.
All those in favor?
Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a happy